Committee can approve this application. If you do, you will show courage and leadership.
He has just 6 minutes to convince them to approve his wind farm.
I'm absolutely confident that if you approve this project, you'll look back on the decision and say, thank goodness we said yes.
But the committee rejected Piers' application, saying that his wind farm would be conspicuous and out of place in the Bedfordshire landscape, that it would decrease enjoyment of nearby footpaths and negatively impact a listed building and an ancient monument. In other words, it would spoil the view.
Well, we're delighted that it's been refused, yes.
Well, it's a wonderful result.
It just shows if you work hard, if you look at all the facts, if you do it fair and with balance, you can get a good outcome.
10 against and 1 in favour. Might have even been 11 against and 1 in favour. But there was only one guy that actually voted in favour of it.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, hi, Mum, it's Piers. I think it was 10 to 1 or 11 to 1 against. Yeah, just waste of time, basically. I could have said anything, to be honest. I don't think it would have made any difference.
Of course we're worried about global warming. I mean, that's got to be something that we're all concerned about. I mean, we're all doing our bit to try and conserve and looking at renewable energy, of course, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're part of the yes.
And it is global warming. For the first time, scientists confirm the link between climate change and our awful weather.
Emergency services scramble to Bedford swollen. As the floodwaters finally worked their way along the Great Ouse, other parts of Bedfordshire didn't escape either.
We've lived up here for over 40 years and we've never, ever had anything like this.
80,000 fatalities in Burma today after Cyclone Nergis.
Drought emergency across Western Europe with drinking water strictly rationed in Holland, France.
Forest fires which are still sweeping across Spain.
£30 billion, a price worth paying for motorists' right to drive, said Lord Clarkson of Silversmith.
Good news for the UK wine industry, especially
the latest is that New Orleans will not be rebuilt a third time, said the Louisiana
Less
government.
than a total destruction of India's dams would end Pakistan's drinking water crisis.
As US President Chelsea Clinton refuses Africa's demand.
Sales of air conditioning units in India.
Thousands as San Francisco's extraordinary heat wave continues into Los Angeles.
Now we're seeing extreme weather events somewhere on the planet every single day.
Estimated 35 million Chinese refugees.
Skiing in the Alps is over.
The new Channel 4 documentary asks, is global warming really happening, or are natural...
It's 61 degrees centigrade, the highest land temperature.
More than 100 million people are homeless tonight as
massive
Bangladesh...
methane emissions from Siberia.
The last Indonesian tree fell, but biofuel prices are...
The European Union today permanently closed all of its borders.
And roadside verges must be reserved for food production.
London is underwater again as last night's 30-foot storm surge overcame the Thames barrier.
New Zealand has also now closed its borders, leaving 22 million Australians. Reports are coming in that the North Sea is boiling.
100 million refugees from Middle East and continental Europe are all heading north.
Species are now extinct, scientists estimate, and ecosystems are collapsing across the planet.
We have passed 2 degrees. We cannot now stop runaway climate change.
There are simply too many people to feed on Ireland's remaining farmland.
Suicide rates increasing 800%.
The Amazon rainforest is still burning.
And anyone who cannot bear to eat their own cats and dogs.
Entering the 8th world food crisis with famine.
World temperatures today passing 4 degrees.
Pakistan has launched retaliatory nuclear strike on Delhi.
A war of biblical ferocity across the entire continent.
We wouldn't be the first life form to wipe itself out.
But what would be unique about us is that we did it knowingly. I mean, what does that say about us? The question I've been asking is, why didn't we save ourselves when we had the